Hi, and thanks for taking a look at ProBuilder. In this tutorial, we're just going to be looking at NoDraw, which is a special material that you can apply to certain faces within your scene, certain faces on ProBuilder objects, which make it much more efficient. So this NoDraw material is the bright yellow stuff that you see applied mostly on the bottom, the left, etc. And it's just applied anywhere that the player will never actually see. And that's because it actually makes it so that plane or the face will never be rendered to the light map. It'll never use up any texture space. It'll never be actually even active in the game, so it doesn't create any tries or draw calls for the game to render. So it's very good to use it as much as possible for optimizing your game. So taking a look at how this scene is put together here, if we look at any one of these objects, we see that the NoDraw is actually applied in all sorts of areas, anywhere that's not going to be seen, once again. So on the bottom of these, on the inside, oops, here's one that should have been there, on the inside of these, etc. So it's really everywhere that, again, that the player will not see. And this is just a little tedious to do at first, but as I'll show in a second or two, it can actually be very quick to do and makes a big difference on just how well your game runs. So let's take a look at how we would start from a basic scene, or the same one except with NoDraw, and apply NoDraw to it as quickly and simply as possible. So this is the exact same scene, except that there is no NoDraw. There isn't any NoDraw applied to any of the ProBuilder objects in the scene. So to start, you really just need to select a single object. You don't need to select everything at all. And click on Edit Selected under Texturing to bring up the UV Tools and Texturing panel. From there, simply select the NoDraw material. And then you can use the right-click function to apply that to any planes that won't be seen by the player. So mainly, obviously, these bottom areas and such. And then you'll also want to get underneath and hit all the areas that won't be seen at all. So obviously this can be a little tricky to see. You can use the culling trick and sort of get your camera in real close and do it this way, which works for some items, just like so. It's also probably a little easier if you just exit the texture mode, and then you can toggle the NoDraw under the Viz toggles here, and that will hide any shape, or sorry, any plane at all that has the NoDraw material applied to it. So with that on, then I can just select anything at all again, go back into my texture edit mode, select the NoDraw, and get back to applying that wherever it's needed. So obviously this could take quite a while if I actually sat here and went through it, so we won't do that just right now. Just a bit of a demonstration on that. But what I will do is finish up the NoDraw here, put it all on there, and then I'll go ahead and render out this scene with 0 NoDraw, and then the other scene with full NoDraw. That way we can see exactly how much of a difference it makes. So let me pause the video and I'll jump back in once that's all finished. Okay, so here we have the scene rendered out using 0 NoDraw at all, and we have one dual light map at 1024 by 1024, and total size is 2.7 megabytes. Let's look at the scene that has full light map, or sorry, full NoDraw applied. And in this scene, it's only 1024 by 512 and only 1.3 megabytes. So by using NoDraw, we actually cut the texture size for the light map in half, and that's on a pretty small scene, so that would make even more of a difference on a larger scene. And of course the light map size itself is down the actual pixel size there by half as well. So as you can see, this is a great way to really knock down on the texture size, save some space in your memory footprint, and the overall size of the game. Also, of course, you're just simply rendering less tries by doing this, and you can see this directly by using the Viz toggle again. So if you toggle off the NoDraw planes, you can see that it's actually just disabling all the planes that happen to have NoDraw on them. And that, of course, is something you'll want to do just before you build your game. And you can turn it on and off at any time while you're building, putting together the game in the editor. But once you're ready to do the final build of your game, make sure you toggle off the NoDraw, the same as you would the zones if you had any special zones like occlusion or collision and triggers. So simple to do that. And that's really all there is to NoDraw. It can be, seeing as all these little parts need it, it can be a bit of tedious work to put it all together, but it really pays off in the end and makes sure your game is just as efficient as it possibly can be. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.